Well, hi everyone, I'm Agustina. I'm from the University of La Plata in Argentina. I hope you are having a great World Snake Day. I'm going to talk about this project that we name Mitigating the Human-Snake Conflict in the Argentinian Pampas that we are developing with Diego Di Pietro from an internship that I'm doing here in the university. The Argentinian Pampas are in the central eastern side of Argentina, and here we can find almost 31 snake species. Just to name a few of them, we can find the green and black snake, the false coral snake, the southern hognose snake, and we can also find only two snake species that have venom of medical importance, that are the urutu, Botrops alternatus, and the Patagonian lancehead Botrops ammoytoides, which have necrotizing and hemolytic venom. However, it's a very common belief that all the snake species that we find in this region are dangerous to humans, so many people kill them, unfortunately. And in the last few years, this conflict has have been more frequent than usual. We can also find here some vulnerable species such as the serrana snake, the Liophis elegantissimus, which is a microendemism of the Ventana Mountains. This is a semi-aquatic snake that lives in well-preserved grasslands near water bodies. And it's important for us to talk about this because microendemisms are very rare in snakes. And if we add the human-snake conflict to the other conflict that these species are facing, this can lead to critical danger and also to the extinction of them. The human-snake conflict occurs when the encounter ends negatively for one of the parts, which unfortunately it's very common to end with the death of many snakes. In this project, we work in four specific locations of the Pampas region that are Tigre, Berizo, Sierra de la Ventana, y Tandil, Ventanas Mountain, and Tandil. Because of the high encounters that end in the negative way to people and to snakes, due to the high population and tourism that have been increasing in the last years. The Pampas region, as you can see in this map, covers several provinces, so we hope to be able to expand this project in the near future to cover larger areas that are affected by this conflict. The main objective of this project is to promote respect and conservation of the snake species that inhabit this region, and that's why we are developing talks, workshops, and training to promote a pacific coexistence within snakes and people. And also we are conducting surveys to collect data of the people's perception and knowledge. But why perception and knowledge? Well, perception is what people feel, believe, and know about their environment, and knowledge is the familiarity or understanding of something or someone, and they will determine our way to relate to the environment and those who inhabit it. In these days where the sensationalist news are becoming more frequent, and in addition to fragmented landscape, road killings, and disinformation, it is necessary and urgent to understand social dynamics in order to really make truly effective changes in people perceptions. We do know that poison isn't equal danger, but it's a very common belief in the social unconsciousness, fueled by ignorance and stigma, which leads to the persecution, intentional killing, and a population decline of snakes all over the world, not only in Argentina. Just to name a few experiences, we carry out some workshops to general public in the natural reserve of San Vicente and at our university for biology students. In these workshops, we talk about the snake species that we find in this region, how to identify them, and how to act if we find the one in the nature, and where to go if we have an accident with some of them. But consideration must be carried out by little ones as well. So we visit the San Isidro Delta School and participate at the local festival where we carry out some educational activities and games to learn about the snakes, to talk about myths and truths related to them, and to have a high impact and improve learning. To close, I would like to bring some preliminary results of the surveys that we have been carrying out since this is a first approximation. These surveys are separate in three sections. The first one is personal data, the second one is perception, and the third one is knowledge. Almost 200 people respond to these surveys, and we thought that it would be interesting to talk about some of these questions and responses. The first one is how they feel if they encounter any species of snakes in nature or in any space. And the 42% of the people respond that they feel respect, the 30% feel interest, and the 27% feel fear. They are afraid of snakes. The responses about the source of information were very equal, since we have almost 30% from school or university, from television, or from internet and social networks. But some interesting point of the survey is that in the knowledge section, one question is to recognize almost one of three photos that we gave them of three species that we can find here, two not venomous snakes and one of the Urugutobothrops alternatus, which is a venomous snake. And the interesting responses in this are that 23% of the people can recognize almost one of them, but 76 of the people can't recognize any of these species. Something that caught our attention is that many people respond that they would use a tourniquet in case of a bite, which shows that it's very important and still necessary to reinforce information about public health and first aid of bites. Hopefully, a very few people respond that they will kill a snake if they encounter one, but a priori, these surveys demonstrate that even if we have access to information, it is very important and crucial to um, recognize our native animals in order to protect them. There is still a lot of work to be done, but we are very happy to have this opportunity to lead this project, to talk about the snakes in general, but to snakes in specifically of our country. We are very grateful and thankful for you all to watching, hearing, and to Save Snakes for the space, and to all the people that are committed with snake conservation. Thank you all. Have a great World Snake Day. And well, we are here to any question you have. Thank you.